Christian Financial. I hope everyone is doing good tonight. You guys can hear me and see me okay. So let me just kind of fix the camera here a little bit so everyone can kind of tune in and hear me. So really appreciate all you guys watching the show tonight. Again, this is Angelo Christian Financial, where we do our live TV show, our episode, Talk with Angelo. We've actually been doing this now for the beginning of the year. And it's turned out really good. I'm really impressed with how everything has turned out. And so with this, we added our Talk with Angelo. It's a live series where you can actually talk with me, ask me questions, engage. We go through things. And in addition to this, we have our YouTube channel where you can watch all of our stuff that we do. We produce 4 videos every single week on our YouTube channel: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday in the morning. Those shows go out. And then we put those on our Instagram and our Facebook. And basically the deal is, we're a nationwide lender. We've been doing this for 20 plus years, helping literally hundreds of thousands of people. We have 5-star reviews. And people call us for funding. They reach out to us for capital, for mortgages, for commercial, residential, hard money. We are the funding source, the hub for America to reach out to people to help them to get funding, whether it's an FHA, a VA, a USDA loan, a commercial loan, a hard money loan, multifamily, do a ton of multifamily stuff, private loans, construction loans is a big thing right now. Construction is a huge thing in the market right now. So we're doing a lot of construction financing, really, really big. And so, and every Thursday now we're at our show. Good evening, Kevin. I hope everyone can hear me and see me okay. So every Thursday now we have our Talk with Angelo show where you can tune in, ask me questions, anything that you want with respect to real estate, the markets, finance, capital. So yeah, and that's why we're here. We're here to educate you guys, empower you, give you the knowledge, the information when we have it. The most real-time updated info when it comes to, you can hear me good, awesome, I appreciate it, that's awesome, thank you. And then, we love to give back. We give back to our subscribers, our followers on YouTube. It's a really important thing to us to, hey, Latron, good evening, hope you're doing good. So, that's a big thing on what we do. We want to change people's lives the best that we can to help them, to get them the resources, the capital, the funding, whatever they need to, to turn their life around. So, some stuff that I kind of wanted to go over tonight. I got a few, and obviously it's an open forum, right? So if you guys have any questions, you can ask me questions anytime. I can talk about something and I can discuss it with you. But I had a few things that I wanted to go over tonight. I want to talk about, we're seeing a lot of loans right now for investors, doing investor fix and flip type loans. That's a hot topic right now. If you're an investor, you're wanting to get funding. You can do private money, hard money, no doc investor, fix and flip, fix to rent's a big thing right now. We're seeing a lot of that right now in the marketplace. So that's a huge topic I want to talk about tonight. The other thing is that we've, on the self-employed bank statement loan programs, now we're going down to a 620 credit score for self-employed bank statement loans. That's a really, really hot product right now. If you're self-employed, you can literally buy a house or refinance, and you don't need tax returns, you don't need W-2s, you don't need pay stubs, you just need your bank statement. So we'll go down to a 620 credit score. Before it was a 640, now we'll go down to a 620 credit score, so even sweeten up that deal, make it better. If you're self-employed, you're trying to get a loan, you just need a 620 credit score. So that's really, really cool. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is cannabis and trying to get a home loan. If you're in the cannabis industry, you could be in the retail, the wholesale, manufacturing, whatever. How do you get a home loan if you're in the cannabis industry? And we're going to talk about that because I'm seeing more and more people that are employed in the cannabis industry, and they're having a real hard time getting a loan. And then the other thing I wanted to go over was cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and trying to get a loan. Can you use cryptocurrency? Can you use Bitcoin for financing your house? We're going to talk about that because a lot of people have moved their assets into Bitcoin and they're having a hard time getting financing. So we're going to talk through some of the ways that you can work around converting your Bitcoin or your cryptocurrency to be able to buy a house, because that unfortunately is not recognized as an asset right now. So and obviously, you know, the banks don't like cryptocurrency. So it poses a lot of issues when you go to the bank to get a loan and then you want to use cryptocurrency. So those are some of the things I kind of want to go over tonight. And obviously, if you guys have questions, you know, feel free to ask us those questions. That's why we're here. So we want to make sure that we answer all of your questions the best that we can. So anyway, thank you, Ange. I appreciate you watching the show and the channel. That means a lot to us. We work very hard to educate you guys, empower you, get you the knowledge, get you the information. That's why we're here. This is what we do. We serve America. We've been working to help America for the last 20 years to get you guys the power, the information, the knowledge on all the different loan programs, the content, the information, basically whatever you need. And also, if you guys want to call or text us, you can call or text us at 832-431-6331. We're open 7 days a week for you. One of the only lenders that I know of in the country that's actually open 7 days a week. Most lenders, they close 9 to 5. They're not doing YouTube lives at 7 o'clock at night, and they're certainly not taking your call on Saturday and Sunday like us. So we will put in the effort and go the distance to be able to help you guys, to get you the financing, to scour the earth, to find the best loan programs for you. So anyway, and if you guys have questions, feel free to chime in, hit me up. You can always ask me questions in the chat box down below. We're here to answer those questions for you. So I'll go into the first thing that I kind of want to talk about was the investor fix and flip. How many of you guys are out there are investors that are looking to purchase properties? Maybe you're either a new investor. Today I had a conference today with a big investment group here in Houston. And they want to build a whole bunch of rental properties. They want to do fixed to rent. They want to have this huge portfolio. We have an investor line of credit that's really, really cool that will allow you to purchase rental properties, fix them up, and then turn them into rental properties. You can flip them if you want to, or you can keep them as rental properties. But that's a hot market right now. And if you're really, really good at it, you can do very well because you're helping the economy, you're adding jobs, you're adding value, helping people become homeowners. You're making cash flow, you're creating homes, creating wealth. So it's a very, very good thing being a real estate investor. And if you do it the right way and you treat people right, you can grow and be very successful. So if you are an investor, you know of an investor, have them reach out to us. We have a ton of great programs for investors where you can buy the property and then also get the funds for the rehab, all included in the loan. It's called an investor fix and flip, and you can also do a fix to rent where you buy the property, you fix it up, and then you roll it over to a rental property. That's a hot program right now, guys, and you can do that as a one-off loan, or you can have a line of credit and do it on many different properties. And you can do it to a 1 to 4 family, or you can do it on commercial multifamily up to 20 units. It's an awesome program if you're trying to build cash flow, you want to build mailbox money, you're trying to grow your wealth, and you're trying to figure out more flows of income. Some of the requirements for it, generally you have to have at least a 650 or higher credit score. So your middle credit score has to be 650 or higher. You generally have to have, some experience with flipping. If you've never flipped a property before, you can still get a first-time investor loan. But let's just use a typical example that you want to purchase a property for $200,000. So if you're a first-time investor and you want to buy that property, you'd have to put 20% down. And then let's say the property has an after repair value of $400,000. So you buy the property for $200,000, you need to put $50,000 into it, and then the home is worth $400,000 after. So your total investment into the home is $250,000 plus closing costs and interest is another $20,000. Your total cost is $270,000, but the property is worth $400,000. So Miss Pam. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Miss Pam. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say that. That's very sweet of you, Miss Pam. That's very nice of you to let us know. And we're glad that we're able to help you, that we're able to help to transition your life, make your life better. That's why we're here. Angelo, I'm a new licensed LO in Florida. What advice would you give someone like me? Okay. What I would say is, I'll answer your question about a new LO advice. Let me finish my my fix and flip scenario. So I'm learning a lot from you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Marie. So anyway, so if you're buying a property for $250 plus the closing cost, the interest, everything's $270, but the home is worth $400, that means you have $130,000 of embedded equity. So now you're going to have realtor commissions when you sell the property. So let's just say after you sell everything that you're left with $100,000 in profit. So the question is that if you're buying this property and your total cost with realtor fees, lender fees, interest, rehab, everything's $300, and you sell it for $400, that's a pretty good return, right? You put $300 into it and you're getting $400 back. You know, and the location's great. You know you can sell it fast. You looked at the comps. You looked at the days on the market. You looked at your area. All your real estate brokers confirm it's a great value. It's a great buy. That's what you want to do. Now, if you're a first-time investor, you are going to have to put 20% down on that transaction. And the hard money private loans. Hey, Nick, how's it going? Good to see you. Thank you so much for checking us out. Hard money loans, the way they work, it's a fast closing, easy underwriting, quickly close. You know, we don't really, not too rough of an underwriting on Starks. Hey, what's up, brother? How are you? Yes, all the repairs are done. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So the repairs are included with the purchase. That's exactly what we're talking about here. So I've done several videos on this. And it's a hot market. We're helping a ton of investors to grow their portfolio. And we do this program nationwide. The fix and flip is nationwide. It's not just in Texas. We offer this everywhere. Fix and flip is everywhere. Thank you so much for checking us out, Nick. I appreciate you. So, anyway, the thing is, first-time investors, you know, you're going to have to put 20% down. If you're a very seasoned, experienced investor, you could probably do this whole deal with only 10% down. Ideally, 650 or higher credit score. You can show experience, a track record of flipping properties. You have liquidity, money in the bank. You have no major credit issues. These are considered private loans, so they start at 7% and then go as high as 12% interest. It all depends on your credit profile, your experience, how much skin you have in the game, the location. Ideally, this program is only for urban metropolitan areas. It's not for rural areas. Okay, so you want this for urban metropolitan areas. Very hot program though. You can do this on multifamily. You can do it on single family. You can do it on mixed use, light commercial. But basically, it's an opportunity, an idea for you guys out there to have more cash flow, create more income, okay? And so real estate is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. You can make a lot of money investing. Now, you can also lose your butt. So I don't want to talk just about the positives and the good stuff. We also have to be realistic and see what is your situation, and you have to be very careful. You have to make sure you do your due diligence. You have an inspection, you check out the property, you hire the right contractors. Because, you know, a lot of times you can talk about all the good things it is about investing and making money, but there's also a downside, and you have to contemplate that downside and think about that, because you can't be a fool and close your eyes and just buy something, okay? So you have to be careful. You know, you don't want to overpay. You have to be very mindful. When I first started investing, one of the biggest mistakes that I made was looking for, you know, hiring contractors and trusting them and giving them the money to fix the property, and all to know that they were robbing me and stealing from me. So you have to be very careful. You just can't be so trusting and say, oh, here's the money, and think that everything's going to be okay. A lot of times contractors will overinflate things and try and take advantage. Not every contractor does it. There's a lot of good contractors out there, but you got to make sure. You got to hold their feet to the fire and make sure that you do the right due diligence to check that person out to make sure that you're not getting screwed. You also don't want to overpay for the property. All right, and you got to know what you're doing. So, and I would only buy in a key location. I wouldn't do this in any rural areas. I would only do this in urban metropolitan areas. Okay, guys, very important on the investor fix and flip loan, but I'm a big advocate of it. And then, like I said, the fast closings, they're interest-only loans, no prepayment penalties. You get the money for the purchase, you get the money for the rehab. You can even include your interest into the loan. Hey, what's going on, CM? So, and then you can refinance out of that hard money and then go into a bank loan if you want to turn it into a rental property, or you can flip it and sell it and make the profit on the house. So that's how fix and flip loans work, and we specialize in these. We do a ton of them. We want to be able to help you with the fix and flip. So reach out to us if we can help you with the investor fix and flip loans. So very hot program. It's a chance for you to build your wealth, build your portfolio. You can buy the property, get the funds back for the rehab. The other thing in that, okay, Starks, when doing the repairs on a fix and flip, they're done through the bridge loan. That's right, Starks. So what happens is, let's say in this example, the one I was using, you buy the house for $200,000 and then you need $50,000 for repair. When you go to closing, okay, you sign the loan docs, the loan funds, then what happens is that $50,000 sits in an escrow account. And let's say you have a contractor that gave you the bid for the $50,000 rehab, that money is dispersed out to him, let's just say in 3 draws, $17,000 per draw or whatever. And he does the work, then we release the funds, we come and do an inspection on the property for the first draw, come check the property, everything's good, okay, and then we release the funds, and then he does the second phase of work, come and do an inspection, and then we release the second draw, and then the third draw. And then what happens is, obviously the home is done, we do a final inspection, we release the money to the contractor, and that's how it works. That money is just sitting in an escrow account managed by an attorney, and they release the funds and disperse those out to the contractor. It has to be generally licensed or insured. It cannot be just some Joe Schmo contractor. It has to be somebody that knows what they're doing, has the experience, the insurance, that can back the credentials to back it up. So that's how that works. Now I want to answer this question. I had a question come in from a new LO. I think your name was Marie. I apologize if I messed that up in any way. I don't mean to. New LO advice. New LO advice that I would say, if you're new, I would partner up and work with the right mortgage company, the right lender to take you under their wing. Because the mortality rate, seller and funds from the buyer. Hey, Latron, that's a great question. I'll answer your question on closing costs. Non-QM and hard money loans available? Yes, I'll answer that question on closing costs. And then hard money and non-QM. So the new LO advice is you need to, or I'm going to say you should, because it's up to you, it's your decision. You should partner up with a great mentor or mortgage company, someone that you can sit with and be with to teach you and show you the ropes, okay? Because unfortunately, as I was saying earlier, the failure rate or mortality rate in this industry is about 99%. And most loan officers don't make it. Or if they do make it, they have a meager, career. They don't really go big time because they don't understand the business. No one's teaching them, no one's showing them the ropes. It's kind of like, just in every movie, Star Wars, Rocky, all these movies that you see, you always have a guide or a mentor to help you, show you the way. So I'll answer that question, Stark's business on the rehab. So you have to have someone there to show you the ropes, show you the pitfalls, teaching you. If you don't have that, how much can you afford? 120,000 in income? I'll answer that question, CM 125K income. Okay. Mortality rate 99%. Unfortunately, it's true. A lot of LOs, let's face it, how many of you guys have called a mortgage company before and they don't get back to you, they can't get you the answers, they can't get it done, they can't figure it out, they give you every excuse, and then they end up quitting because they can't make any money or they don't know what they're doing. It's a tough business. It's not easy. I'm not going to tell you it's easy at all. I'm not kidding you, man. I work 100 hours a week. And I love what I do. I love helping people to the best that I can. So the thing is that I would say find a guide, a mentor that can help you and coach you. That's my biggest advice If you're serious about the industry and you want to make it, that's my advice to you. Okay. So, okay. Other questions I had. Okay. Latron, you're asking on closing costs. And I have a lot of videos, Latron, on closing costs on our YouTube channel. You basically have 3 options for closing costs. And you mentioned 2 of them, but I'm just going to bring them up anyway. Number 1 is you can pay them, the buyer, if you are the buyer. Number 2 is the seller can pay them. And I know you already mentioned these, but everyone doesn't know that's watching this how it works. So the second option is the seller can pay them. The third option is what we like to do in a normal market, and now is not a normal market. It's starting to become more of a normal market again. But you can put the closing costs into the loan. Okay? Now, how do you do that? Because, we're okay with it. We have no problem putting the closing costs into the loan. We don't care about that. But there's other parties that have to agree to that in the transaction, i.e. the seller. And so let's just say that you buy a house for $300,000. Okay? House is $300,000. Closing costs are 10 grand. Okay, how are you going to put the closing costs into the loan? Well, this is how you do it. And we do this, and again, right now in 2021, it's a little bit of a unique situation because the market, how hot it is. And you can still get closing costs included right now. It's just not as rampant or as normally as much as it would be. So you take the 10,000, you add them to the sales price. So now instead of your sales price being 300, it's 310, right? So you've added 10,000 into the loan, you've wrapped it in there. So now the sales price is 310. Now you're cool with that, the lender's cool with it, your agent's cool with it. Oh, you're welcome, Evelyn. That's why we're here. Thank you. Yeah, that's why we're here, honey. We do. I know. We're probably the only lender and I'm not saying that because I work here or I own the company. I don't know a lot of lenders that work on the weekend that are going to answer your questions and help you and take your calls. And mostly the time you're buying a house is on the weekend. So don't you think the lender should be there to help you? I do. That's why we're open. Anyway, so you roll the closing costs into the loan. Seller has to agree to it. It doesn't affect the seller. It's your loan, your decision you want to put into your loan. That's how it needs to be explained by your realtor. Your realtor has to get that signed by the seller. As long as your realtor gets that signed by the seller, give it to your lender and we'll take it. So that's how you do it, Latron. So hard money and non-QM, Miss Pam. Yes, we are offering hard money loans and non-QM. We are the king of hard money, the king of non-QM loans. So we specialize in those loans. Hard money loans are asset-based loans. And non-QM is more like a private loan. It's between conventional and hard money is private. It's basically not as strict as underwriting, a little bit more lenient underwriting, a little bit higher rate than conventional, definitely lower rates than hard money, a little bit harder than hard money as far as non-QM, as far as the conditions, but not as bad as conventional. But they all have a purpose. Non-QM loans are great. I think non-QM is the future. I'm very passionate about non-QM and think that one day the non-QM market is going to have massive market share. And we want to be right there in the center to help all those people. Who's non-QM for? Investors, self-employed people, no-doc loans. That's 30-40% of America. Okay, so we want to be there to help the people that need non-QM. See, I'm a barber. Can you do it? Yes, See, pink lady, that's a non-QM loan. I'm a barber. I need non-QM. Okay, because I promise you, if you go to the bank, they're going to say, well, show me this, X, Y, and Z, boom, 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 can't get the loan done. You need to show non-QM. Okay, I don't have tax returns. I can just show you a bank statement. I make $5,000 a month from my barbershop. Can we get a house? Yes, let's do it. You see, so that's why non-QM is such a great loan, because it's solution-oriented. And it's going off of the cash flow of the business and not just what a tax return says. So yes, we do a ton of loans we do loans for barbers, every industry, truck drivers, entertainers, musicians, whatever. Anyone that I can think of, from that is self-employed, that owns a business, attorneys, how do you apply, Miss Pam? So you just have to call or text us at 832-431-6331. Call or text 832-431-6331. Or you can click on the link below to get signed up to actually get pre-approved right there. Okay? So, and we'll reach back out to you as soon as possible to get you signed up. So, yeah, that's that. Okay, then I think there was another question we had. Okay, CM, you asked the question, you make $125K income, you want to buy a house in Vegas. Man, I'm going to be in Vegas in October. Hopefully I might be able to see you. I'm going to be at Caesars in October. Hopefully I'll be able to see you. So 800 FICO score, 125 income. You're buying in Vegas. You should be able to buy for around 750, up to 750 price range. Somewhere around there, plus or minus. Okay? Maybe 800. So CM, you could probably qualify. We have a jumbo program, CM. You can buy between up to 850. Okay, thank you, Miss Pam. Appreciate that. Just get signed up right there. We have a jumbo program for Vegas. Check this out, CM. You can get a jumbo loan up to $850,000. Hottest deal in town. Only 5% down and no PMI. What am I telling you? Low interest rate, very little money out of pocket, no brainer. Normally, if you're buying an $800,000 home, yes, we do. I told you, it's true. I know. Thank you, Evelyn. I appreciate the honesty and the feedback on that. That really means a lot to me. So, but yeah, CM, you can get up. Let's just say you want to buy an $800,000 house. You put 5% down. Most lenders want 10 or 20% down. So instead of putting 80 grand down or 150 grand down, you just have to put 5% down. Okay, and you can still get a low rate. The rates are starting in the 3% fixed. So you're going to have a very affordable house payment. You have an affordable house payment, low rate, very little money out of pocket, and you can have your dream home. Okay, so that's what I love about our jumbo program. It's a jumbo HELOC. We're one of the only lenders in the country that offers that program. So I'd love to talk to you about that. Please reach out to us. I'd love to talk to you about that and help you with our jumbo HELOC. You can call or text me at 832-431-6331. I'd love to go over that with you. Very, very strong program for jumbo. Okay, Starks, you're asking about the rehab. There's a, wow, that sounds good for, yes, it's a very good job. And we actually, I don't know where you're at, Marie, but we actually offer that in Florida. I think you're in Florida. So we offer that program in Florida too. We actually offer it everywhere except for Texas and Maryland. So everywhere except for Texas and Maryland, okay? So now going back to the rehab, Starks, the question you had on the rehab cannot exceed 30% of the cost of the home. Okay, so if the home is $200,000, what does that mean? Oh, you're in Jacksonville. Yeah, we love Jack. We do all kinds of business in Florida. So if the home is $200,000, you can't exceed $60,000 on the rehab. Okay. What's a good credit score? It depends, Tony. I mean, obviously, ideally a 700 plus is ideal, but some people 620, some programs 620, some loans no credit score. It just depends on what you're trying to do. Ideally, the higher the credit score, the better. Ideally, but it just depends. Anyway, going back to the rehab, can't exceed 30% of the total cost. It's going to be hard to get a loan if the rehab is equal to the cost of the house. I don't know a lot of lenders that will do that because it just doesn't. It turns into a construction loan. It's not a rehab loan anymore. So the construction or the rehab should be 30% or less of the total cost of the project. Okay, so if we're using our 200,000 example, the rehab shouldn't exceed 30%, which is 60 grand. If it's 150,000 for rehab and the home costs 200,000, that's not going to work. That's not good. Okay, so anyway, good questions, guys. Keep them coming. Great questions tonight. So, all right. So I wanted to go and talk about now cannabis and getting a home loan. So who's watching the show that's working in the cannabis industry? There could be some problems that do. I don't know. Some people do. I've done loans for people that work in hemp dispensary, hemp products, hemp industry, cannabis manufacturing, cannabis retail, and cannabis is just growing. I wouldn't be surprised in the next 10 years if cannabis was federally approved, licensed, and offered nationwide. Okay? So now it's not like that right now. Cannabis is not federally accepted. I do sell retail. Yeah, there are people that sell cannabis, and so but the issue that you're having is the banks don't want to make a loan to you, okay? Because it's not federally accepted. Now, hemp products are federally approved. They got federally approved in 2018. But cannabis itself, whether it's manufacturing, wholesale, retail, whatever, they don't want to make a loan on that. So, you know, the thing is that I wanted to talk about this because there are solutions, there are workarounds. And so the thing is, what is the solution? How do you do it? So basically, in the state that you're in, let's just say you're in Nevada, because we're talking about Vegas. Obviously, you know, marijuana, cannabis is legal, obviously with restrictions. So there are private lenders that essentially mirror conventional loans that will make a loan to you if you're in the cannabis industry, okay? So let's say you try to get so a lot of people ask me, hey, can I get an FHA loan or a first-time buyer grant? And I work in the cannabis industry. And unfortunately, the answer is no. They won't make a loan to you. That's not me. That's just, you know, the government rules. So how do you buy a house then? Because you don't want to rent. You don't waste your money on rent. You want to own a home. It's not your fault. You work in the cannabis industry. It's a thriving industry. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Why not? So what do? Well, you're going to have to look for a private lender. Yeah, you just want to buy a house. So private lender, let's just say that you want to buy a house for $300,000, you're going to have to do like a conventional type financing to get that house. So there are private lenders in Nevada that make loans to people that work in the cannabis industry. So if that's one of you, we want to hear from you because we can hook you up to get you the financing, you know, because we work with those lenders in those states like Colorado, you know, Nevada, you know, wherever you are that's approved. Okay, come see me. I'll be there in October. When exactly? We'll be there at the end of October. Florida? Yeah, well, Florida, yes. So Florida, yeah, we do. So we do have private lenders in Florida as well to help you. So yes, CM, I'll be in Vegas on the 23rd. Just message me. Actually, the 22nd and 23rd. So message me. We have an event that we have over there that we have to do at Caesars. And so we'd love to meet with you guys over there. So, but yes, the cannabis industry, and I want to talk about this because I'm seeing this more and more, and a lot of people, they're discouraged because they took out a job in the cannabis industry and they think they can't get financing, and it's just not true. And I have two family members that together bring in $100K at MA. Would they qualify for a jumbo loan? Yes. Yes, if they make $100,000 combined, you could probably get, it depends, 650, 700, somewhere in there. The taxes in MA and Massachusetts are different than in Nevada. The taxes in Nevada are much lower, so you can qualify for a little bit more house in Nevada than Massachusetts. The taxes in Massachusetts are a little bit higher. So it just depends. You know, somewhere I would say, yes, we are going to be in Florida. But we'll be in Miami next year in Brickell and doing an event there. So I'll message you. Any events that we have, we'll message everybody. And we'll definitely let you know any conferences that we have. The only one that I have this year is the one in Vegas in October. And then next year we'll do Miami. So we can definitely get together. I love doing networking and hanging out and talking with everybody. I'm a big advocate of that. Thank you. Financing available on new condotel. Oh, you just moved from Miami to Jacksonville? Oh. Huh, that's interesting. You moved from Miami to Jacksonville. Condotel? Yes, there are loans for condotels, but it depends, you know, on what you're trying to do. So whether it's owner-occupied, investment, whether you want to do conventional, you want to do hard money, you want to do a private loan. There's a lot of different ways that can be structured, and generally you're going to have to put, a pretty good down payment. If it's a condo-tel, I would say minimum 25% down. And again, depending on how you want to do it, if you can verify income or not. But yeah, there's financing for condo-tel, sure. There's all kinds of there's pretty much banks out there for everybody, believe it or not. And you never would think that, but being in the industry as long as I've learned there's pretty much a lender out there for, there are exceptions. For example, if you have no income and you have no credit and you have no equity, no collateral, you're not going to be able to get a loan. Okay? It's just the reality of the situation. Because there's three things you're looking for. Either there's income, credit, or equity, right? So you have to have these three things to get a loan. If you don't have these three things, one of the three things, then it's going to be very hard to get a loan. If you have all three, it's a home run, right? If you have zero, it's not going to really happen. And you have to be realistic about that because the industry is realistic. It's not mythical, So now, anyway, the other question or the other topic I want to talk about was cryptocurrency. And again, if you guys have questions, always reach out to me, or chime in. I'm happy to answer your questions. But yeah, cryptocurrency. So a big thing that we've seen last 3 years, and I bought some Bitcoin about 4 years ago. And just on a whim, I was at an event and the guru said, hey, buy this Bitcoin. And at that time, the Bitcoin was like 10 grand, okay, for the Bitcoin. It was in 2017. So yeah, I bought one Bitcoin. And I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just listening to the guy. And so, and now we've seen all these other coins come out. You have Litecoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, all this stuff. Nero said I couldn't use future rental income on a multi-unit home. That's not true. That's not true, Miss Pam. You can. You can use future rental income. So your lender's wrong unless it's now, depending on the lender that you're working with, I'll say. Most lenders will accept that. Some lenders will not. So it depends. I know some banks that will not accept that. It depends on the lender. We do, for the most part. Now, FHA government loans won't accept that unless you have it on your tax returns. But conventional non-QM loans will accept it with just a lease and a copy of the canceled check. So anyway, cryptocurrency is a big thing. A lot of people are moving their money into crypto. I know I have a customer, I'm actually closed him today. And his whole business is crypto. And he's a very successful business person in Illinois. And and he couldn't get a loan from his bank, okay? And he's been there 20 years, customer. And they looked at his business, they looked at his articles of incorporation, and said, man, we can't make a loan to you. We don't want to make a loan to you because you're in the crypto business. You're buying and selling crypto, you're trading crypto. So he called me and said, hey, Angelo, can you make me a loan on my property for $1 million? I said, sure, why not? Well, of course we can help you with that. So now, that was a private loan and he needed money fast. So that was very easy for us to do because the property was worth $2 million. There are things that you have to understand if you have crypto, and I have a podcast coming out of this that goes in much more detail, but if you have cryptocurrencies and you're trying to buy a home, your lenders are not going to accept that as a verifiable source of an asset, okay? That's definitely not a source of income. All right. So, thank you, Stefan. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, brother. So they're definitely not going to accept that as a source of an asset, right? It's cryptocurrency. So the thing is that then what are you going to do? Because let's just say that you've cashed out your cash, your checking accounts, and you move that into crypto. So you're going to have to, if you're trying to either purchase a house and you have crypto, or you're giving a gift and you're a gift donor, you're gifting that money to somebody else and you're using crypto, you have to be thinking 2 months in advance, because the lenders are going to go back and source 2 months of your bank statements to see where did that money come from. And if you cannot document the source of those funds, then they may not be able to be used for the purpose of you buying your house. Let me give you a very specific example so we're very clear. Let's say you want to go buy a house for $300,000, okay? And you have to put $60,000 down. Now, this $60,000 is coming from your Coinbase or your crypto account. So what I'm telling you is if you give that to the lender, they're going to deny you. They're not going to approve your loan. They will not accept the crypto money as an asset for you to purchase your house. You need $60,000 to close. You sell the Bitcoin and you move it into your checking account the day before you close. It's not going to work. They will deny your loan. They will not accept that money. Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Now, so you need to be thinking 2 months in advance. Okay, it's September right now, and you want to close in November. Okay, then you have 2 months. Now I'm going to sell the Bitcoin today, move it into my checking account, and let it sit there for 2 months. Let it go through a September cycle, let it go through an October cycle. Then I'm going to go apply for my loan in November. Then you have 2 months of bank statements that show the 60K. Now, when you do that, then they're not going to source where did that money come from. Okay? You see? Because if you do it the other way, you just sell the crypto and then you put the money in your bank account and then you're trying to get a loan, it's not going to work. And this doesn't matter even if you are the buyer or if you're the gift person. If you're the one giving the gift for the money, let's say you're giving the gift for the money and you're giving it to your son or your daughter. Hey, here's $60,000. I sold the crypto money. Well, it doesn't matter because and I know it sounds bizarre to you, and you're probably not happy to hear this, but that money you gave to your daughter to buy her new home is not going to be able to be used. Okay? Why? Because your source is not verifiable or acceptable in the banking industry. So you need to be thinking 2 months in advance if you're going to be using crypto money for the purposes of any type of residential financing. I don't care if it's commercial or residential. The only way you can get around this is hard money private loans. Asset-based loans, they don't care about this crypto stuff. But conventional government loans, it's going to be a problem. And you need to be thinking 2 months in advance how to plan this out, because I'm seeing more and more, and I think crypto is going to get bigger and bigger. That's the only reason why I'm talking about it. I'm not talking about just the chatter. Crypto is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger until one day it is an acceptable source everywhere. Okay? So just think about that when you're trying to get a home loan, because this is important stuff for you guys out there that are using crypto as a source of income or a source of assets. So those are the main things that I wanted to discuss tonight. So I hope that, we talked about some really, really good topics this evening. Does anyone have any questions for me or anything that they want to go over and discuss? Because I'm happy to answer any questions. If I missed anybody, did I miss anyone's question? So, because I want to make sure I didn't miss anyone's question. I want to make sure that I answer everyone's questions. I think we talked about, a lot of the key things tonight that we went over: investor loans, fix and flip, the bank statement program that we're offering for self-employed. We talked about cannabis, we talked about crypto, we talked about if you're a new LO, what to do, closing costs, hard money, rehab, income scenarios. Anyone else have any questions or anything that they want to go over? Because I want to make sure I answer everything before we end the night. And also, remember, you can always reach out to us at 832-431-6331. You can call or text us at that number, okay? Or in the YouTube description, you can actually click on the link like Miss Pam did to get signed up to get pre-approved with us, so we can actually help you with your loan. That's why we're here. We've been serving America for the last 20 years. Oh, that's a great question. Okay, great question, Pink Lady. I like your question. So, for the bank statement self-employed loan, no tax returns, no W-2s, no pay stubs. You just need 12 months of bank statements. Okay, so I need the last 12 months of bank statements. You're gonna come to Caesars and meet with me to do your loan? I like that, CM. You're motivated, man. You can come to Caesars with me and then we can play the slots together. How about that? So, you want me to do your loan application at Caesars? No, we can play a round of blackjack together. How about that? So, yeah, message me and I'll definitely. If there's a single family property worth $250K, that would most likely be a construction loan, Starks. If you want to add a second floor, I don't think that's going to be a rehab loan. That sounds like a big project, and that's probably going to be a construction loan, which we do. You can do a private construction loan, but that has to be administered or managed by a contractor or a builder. That sounds like a pretty big project, and probably going to need. And it's okay. It's a different type of loan. You may have to put more money down. Okay, construction loans are different than rehab loans. You might have to put some more money down, but yes, it can be done. Okay. So anyway, let me do this Amazon giveaway because we promise we always do our give. Remember, we're doing our free TV giveaway too. You've seen on our channel, we're giving away free big screen TVs. So we're doing that. It's a free raffle to win a big screen TV. And every Thursday, we do our free Amazon gift card. So to our lucky winner. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. Whoever answers the question first and accurately gets a free $100 Amazon gift card. We've given away, I think this year, over $10,000 in prizes. Would it be then a construction loan? Yes, you would buy the property, you go to closing, and then after closing, we would do the construction. Yeah, I know. And hey, Pink Lady, the thing is that you may not be ready right now, but you might be ready by next year. We do offer tiny home loans, but they're private loans, yes. The tiny home loans hasn't taken off with the government loans like FHA or conventional, but on private lending, yes. See, Pink Lady, here's the thing. Let's start with a plan. Let's come up with a plan to help you and then get you in position, get you ready, so by next year you can buy a house. You may not be ready right now. Remember what the Bible says, that God's delays are not God's denials. Always remember that you're getting ready for the future. So you may not be ready right now, but always remember that saying in the Bible, God's delays are not God's denials. So let's try to figure it out now for you, then we'll next year you'll be ready. I'm so sorry to buy a house. No, you see, Starks, when you buy the house, you get the money for the house to purchase the home, and then let's say the house needs $100,000 for construction. That's added into the loan. So don't buy the house right now. The buying the house and the construction is coming in one loan together. You don't buy the house cash or do anything right now. The loan that you get will be to purchase the home and to do the construction all in one. It's a construction loan. Okay? So post-frame construction, I have to look at it and see what your project is and what you have going on, how far it is possible. Okay, but there's other variables that play, like, are you a developer? Are you a builder? Is this for your primary residence or is this for investment spec homes? How many homes is it? What is your situation? Do you have how did you get to this point? And how did you run out of money? There's a lot of stuff that's involved in those type of questions. So I'd have to go deeper. Oh, if you need a pre-approval CM, yes. Call or text me at the 832 number, or you can fill out that application. Investment spec. Yeah, I think we could do that for you. Yeah, we could help you with it. That's going to be a lot easier. Those are a lot easier to do than primary residence. I just need to know, I need to get the details from you. Do we need to do an application, then figure it out, get your cost for completion, your ARV, all that stuff, you know. So what you need, CM, is your last 2 years of W-2s or taxes, last 30 days pay stubs. VA loans are not doing that right now, Starks. Not right now. Next year we might be able to do VA construction, but not right now. Anyway, CM, last year's of W-2s, last 30 days pay stubs, last 60 days bank statements, credit report, and that's pretty much it. We get all that, we get you, and I can get you pre-approved usually within 30 minutes. First rental property. First rental property. Well, the thing is, on a first rental property, what I would say is make sure the location is critical. Okay, if you're buying your first rental property, I think the biggest thing that I've seen, because we deal with a lot of investors, is they get very excited to buy a house. Make sure that where you're buying is centric to renting, like maybe a university, a theme resort like Disney, somewhere where the renting has to keep reoccurring, right? I think that a metro urban area, I think, is very important. I wouldn't do it in a rural area. A metro urban area, I think, is important. And then the other thing is that, you know, carefully qualify the tenants. Make sure they have the credit and the income to pay your rent. I wouldn't just put anybody in there. Check their credit. You know, make sure they have good credit. Make sure they have a good job, because it's really hard to evict people, and it's tough to kick people out. You know, so, you know, especially, and it's messy. So just those are my advices to you guys if you're trying to be an investor and doing rental properties. So anyway, so good show today, guys. Really, really good questions, great feedback. Really appreciate everyone watching the show. We'll be back next Thursday, 7 p.m. So let me do this bonus lightning round to get you guys this money. I think we've given away over 10,000. What's the best advice to buy a house that I really want? What's the best advice to buy a house that you want but it's not on the market? Well, how do you know? I mean, oh, okay, you found the house maybe on Zillow or something. I mean, you could maybe send an email or a letter to the seller and ask them if they're willing to sell it to you. You might maybe approach your real estate agent or broker and ask them to reach out on your behalf and see if they'd be willing to sell it to you. I don't think your chances might be that good. You can always try. There's nothing wrong with trying. But if it's not for sale, now don't. I mean, I guess there was a story one time. Larry Ellison, the CEO of Oracle, he wanted a house in Malibu so bad he walked over to the next door neighbor and bought it, but he paid $10 million over the value. So the only reason I bring that up is because you may be in a situation. We do, yes, Jeff, we do FHA Streamline. Reach out to us. We can offer you a great rate on that. Please reach out to us, where you pay a premium. So, oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Michelle. You're very sweet. Appreciate you. We try very hard. We got a lot of information on our show, a lot of great content. Appreciate all you guys watching and everything that you guys do. We love you guys. We always appreciate everything. So let me finish this with you so we can get you guys this money, get you on your way, get you ready for the weekend, the party. So, okay, for the $100 Amazon gift card. So for the self-employed bank statement loan, what credit score do we go down to? Self-employed bank statement loan, what credit score do we go down to? Whoever answers that first correctly wins the $100 Amazon gift card. 620, Marie, you got it. All right, congratulations. Good job, Marie. Text me your email to 832-431-6331, and we'll hook you up with that $100 Amazon gift card. Good job, Marie. I'm proud of you. You got that first. So thank you. Yes, text me your email, and we'll hook you up with that $100 Amazon gift card. So you were close, Starks, and Michelle, you're right behind her. So good job, guys. Appreciate y'all watching the show. Thank y'all so much. It is a low credit score, but we do it. So jumbo loans for like what you're looking for, Stim, got to have a 660. Bank stable loan 620. So thank you guys so much for watching Angelo Christian. Take care. Peace out. Make the most of yourself. We love you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.